Welcome back, everybody, to POVPOOL at POVPOOL.com, and this is the hot seat match of the 5,000 added one pocket challenge on the West Coast swing at California Billiards in Fremont, California. And this is Daniel Bush. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching this week. We got a lot of action. We've seen some great matches already at California here, and we're down to the hot seat match now between Alex Pagulayan and Dennis ORCOLLO. And we're going to have some commentary from Jerry Matchin, the owner of Sticks Billiards in Ventura County, California. He's a very good one-pocket player. In fact, he split the 5th anniversary, POV 5th anniversary tournament here at California Billiards last December. So, and he also goes way back to the days of Reds and to the days of infamy and days of Reds with Cesar Morales and Buddy Hall and all that. And he's going to be joined by Bernie Pettipiece, also a very fluent one-pocket player himself from, is it Mesa, Arizona?
Phoenix area. In
the Phoenix area. So we're honored to have these guys. I'm going to be keeping score, so let's enjoy this match. It's going to be Dennis ORCOLLO on the break, and it's a race to 4 hot seat match. Enjoy it, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. This is Bernie here. Honor for me to get to participate in the commentary here, along with Jerry Matchin. It's hard to believe that Jerry and I played in this tournament and we're both out. I know that's shocked a lot of the viewers, but so this is our consolation prize. We get the old geezers get to go in the booth and chat it up, and if they promise not to talk too much about themselves. What do you think, Jerry?
I'm thinking the best thing that can happen to you is playing, so you don't worry about playing and losing. So
that's right.
So I'm happy. Okay, Dennis won the leg here.
Yep, here we go, folks.
Okay, Bernie, I'm going to ask you this question. Who do you like in this match and why?
Oh, boy. He's firing something back at me that I just tossed his way on another match here. So, all you one-pocket aficionados out there, if you've been remotely awake with all the great one-pocket that's been going on in the last year or so, I think if it was a year ago, I would say that Alex would undoubtedly be classified as the hottest player on the planet, the one-pocket player. But in the last year, I've witnessed watching Dennis play several times at the Derby and a few other tournaments, and he has picked up the areas of his game where I thought that he may be at a disadvantage to Alex. And I think he shoots as straight as anybody in the planet. His banking is incredibly good, but he was perhaps up until a year ago maybe not as proficient in the moving side of things. So my lengthy answer to this is I think this is going to be a coin flip, to be honest with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, I'm a baseball player, and I'm of the belief that good pitching stops good hitting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give the nod to Alex only because I just think he just plays the game better. Now, going back to what you're saying about striking the ball and running balls and whatnot, nobody's any better than Dennis, clearly. And Dennis is learning the game, but I just think that Alex still has some moves that Alex, pardon me, that Dennis may not be able to handle. We'll see how it goes. Although they're playing a race to 4, and Dennis got the break, so that's a big edge in this game. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a great match here. I'm curious to see. I can't remember the last time that Dennis played Alex. They may have played at the Derby this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Bernie, I think they did. I think they did.
And so within tournament play, they don't have a huge history between them where you could definitively say that one of them has done better than the other. But this is why I find that this match is going to be pretty telling. It's a race to 4, and it's typically a race to 4 versus the race to 3 that they generally have at the Derby.
Right.
It eliminates some of the occasional good fortune that you have in a game here. So this is going to be a telling match.
Now, you see that last shot, Dennis took an intentional scratch. And he's kind of nonchalantly took the scratch, but he left the cue ball off the rail. That's very big in this game. And I think he should have paid a little bit more attention and gotten that cue ball a lot closer to the rail. He's allowing Alex to cue the ball. I just, little things like that. I don't think Alex would have taken that intentional and not had the ball up frozen on the rail or very close to it.
Good point. Yeah. One thing I have noticed about Dennis's game in the last year or so, I've had the pleasure of playing him a few times in the last 2 or 3 years, and just that point of when to take an intentional in this game is definitely a talent. And quite often you take an intentional at this level when your opponent can't put you back from where the cue ball originated, but in this case, Alex could play off. Is that the 2 ball there of the 2 balls together? He could play off this 2 ball and come behind the yellow 1. At which point, Dennis is in trouble.
Well, he's got to make sure he executes this, or he's going to leave a bank of some kind.
He does. But of all the players to hit this shot well, my money would be on. Well, he didn't.
No, I think he did. I think he covered. I don't think he can see that ball, that stripe ball.
So Alex is certainly not out of. He's not out of the trap here.
Oh, by no means.
I can't quite tell whether Dennis could kick one rail, whether he can see enough of the long rail to be able to kick behind this 2 ball here. It would appear not.
We're able to look at the table and the screen, and I'm looking dead at the shot right now. I don't know if Dennis can get behind the 2 ball by kicking to the rail.
I think you're right.
He might just fan when these balls and go up table. But I don't see that as a very good option here.
Where would you like to put this cue ball if you could, Jerry?
Off of this shot here.
Yeah.
You know, he has a shot here. That is a combination 7 ball into the 2 ball with the 2 ball going into the stack, and he can. It's a tough shot to execute, but he can get a lot of action on balls. I'm just not sure he could do it with the cue ball that close to the rail. Looks like he's going to go up table and leave Alex long, give him a tester. You notice how much Dennis starts and stops shots? He looks. Takes him a while to figure out what he wants to do, and I think that's because he's learning the game.
I think it's a sign of unconscious respect that he's thinking, where can I leave a player of Alex's caliber, and what's Alex going to do from here? So he's kind of envisioning it in his mind. I have seen him in his last match big match against Scott Frost, where he started off this way, and then at the point that he built up a commanding lead, he wasn't even thinking about it. He was just getting down and shooting the shot. And so I think it comes down to comfort level in the match and trying to anticipate what this particular opponent is going to do to you.
He might have left a combination on that 2 ball if he can somehow get a ball into those 2 balls. It looks pretty close. He's looking at it. I don't think Dennis did very much for himself with this last shot, regardless of what happens.
I'd have to agree with that. Yeah. I don't think this turned out the way that Dennis envisioned.
Yeah, here comes this bank combination. He made the wrong ball.
Are you saying that the front ball went in?
The ball that he struck went in.
I don't know how that was possible.
Yeah, the 7 and the 2 are still on the table. That was the combination. The bank that he shot, the ball that he shot, which I believe was the 10 ball or the 12 ball, I'm colorblind, hit the bottom rail and went in. Now, okay, you see this shot here? I'm not as good a player as Alex is, but I think I would have played for the 9-ball bank, but that's me.
Well, it's interesting. I've watched Alex closely over the last year or two, and quite often I'm initially puzzled by his first or second shot within a run, but then as it develops, I start to realize why he chooses the patterns that he does.
Right.
And I've come to the conclusion that his pattern selection is probably better than any one pocket player in the game right now.
Well, he's going to shoot, I think that's the 10-ball Bernie, and I think he's going to come 3 rails around the table and end up with a bank shot on the 9. I think that'll be his next shot after this. Yeah, I think he's going to go 3 rails. Oh, no, he's doing something else.
He's playing the billiard with cover.
What a nice shot that was.
Very nice indeed. Simple but effective.
Look at that. Open balls up. Locked his opponent. See, that's another level. That shot is just a sweet shot.
That's the power of not just picking the obvious shot when you come to the table, of thinking, what else could I do to develop some more balls and put my opponent in a pretty tough trap.
Not sure what he's doing here. He's banking this ball?
It would appear so. So he knew he couldn't make that ball, and he's just electing to leave, ideally, Alex frozen on the end rail, knowing that there are not too many opportunities for Alex to develop these balls here. From here, it would appear he'd have to get on the 13 beyond the first ball over the pocket to continue the run, unless he does something.
Well, the 9-ball will bank in his hole, and I believe he's going to play for the 9-ball bank.
I think he'll come round and not trust the roll of the table. I think he'll come round for the 13.
Okay, you're on. I think he's going to play for the 9-ball bank.
And open them up like a game of straight pool.
Well, he's got him 3-0 right now. And I think from that distance, he might want to think about protecting his lead and at least having a shot to take balls all the hole. I don't think he's going to come around.
Good call.
Now he has a choice. He can bank the 9, go into the 1. He can move those balls out of there. He's up 4-0. He's in total control of the game. Go ahead.
If he was to, he's obviously shooting the 9, but what do you believe he's trying to accomplish after he makes this ball?
Just ball man. Well, he just kind of puppied that, but ball management. Just ball management. He's up 5-0, and those balls, he's going to lock him down right here. Yep.
Pretty clever.
There you go.
Again, another example of a relatively simple shot to execute with maximum effect. Nice speed.
It is good speed, but you see, he's and that's all Dennis can do. But he's playing Alex's game. Alex is going to push balls up table and win by attrition. That's just how it's going to go. Well, at this stage of the game, you've got 7 balls, 8 balls that are available to be made, assuming Dennis could get some kind of a shot. But I don't see that happening right now.
Yeah, I don't see any offensive shot that Dennis could play here. I'm curious to see Dennis's level of patience here against a player like Alex, who is not known for taking too many flyers and giving Dennis too much air.
Now you see that shot, Bernie, where he just left the cue ball in the stack. I think that's a weak shot. I'm sorry.
I know you and I have spoke about this at length of the strengths of leaving a player on the rail so that all they can do is
push
hit
the ball
top center.
Yep. Little by little, the balls are going up table.
Having said that, I do believe that Dennis is one of the better players at running balls from in strange places.
True.
And but having said that, for each ball that's moved out, the chance of him executing that goes up. He's not playing the billiard here, is he? With speed, he is.
Hit it well.
He did indeed. He's got cover.
Did good cue ball there.
I think Alex can just get behind and tickle this. There's no point in hitting this hard and losing the cue ball. He'd rather just not snuggle up against this.
Well, he hit that too hard, so now
surprising.
Dennis has an opportunity to go up table. If he can see that stripe ball in the upper left corner, I think I'd just roll into that ball and hook him and cover that ball by his hole. He's got a lot of options here as far as protecting that ball on the side.
He does, but he's got to protect letting Dennis see the striped.
True.
Letting Alex see the striped ball over Dennis's hole. It's all about protecting that ball here if he's got any chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's lost any advantage.
He gave that away. Yeah. Alex is going to make short work. He's not banking this ball. He's just going to pound it out of there.
Yeah. No need for heroics here. It would take quite an error from Alex here to let Dennis back into the game.
I have to give a shout out to Chris Swart. The room here is wonderful. The tournament was great. We had a full field of 64 players.
And people waiting, by the way. People
I did not know that.
Turned away. Yeah.
And I think the 9 ball is going to get pretty close to 128 also.
Yeah, quite fantastic. If you've never been down to California Billiards here in Fremont, all the tables have been recently redone. They're all playing snug at 4 1/4. They're in great condition. They all play virtually identical.
Is that why I missed all those balls?
Well,
shoot at my hole, 4 1/4 inch pockets.
Well, that's the story we're going with, Jerry.
Okay,
but,
okay.
We'll come back to that later. There's a reason why we're talking in the booth and we're not shooting, Jerry. But
well, we want to give these guys a break, you know.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure Dennis doesn't feel bad about getting a bit more table time, getting ready for his match next week with Tony.
That's right.
The big one-pocket challenge here. Dennis ORCOLLO versus Tony Chohan, race to 40 over several days, I believe. If you get a chance to tune in to the same website, I think you'll find an epic match if you get the chance.
You know, there's been so much commentary, certainly on our onepocket.org site and a little bit on A to Z, and of course around the room here, about who's going to win that match. And everyone's got an opinion and an idea about how they think it's going to go.
Well, funny you should mention that, Jerry. We've got a little bit of slow time here. We're going to have a little ticky-tack moving. Tell me your thoughts on that match.
Boy, for some of the things I mentioned earlier about the way Dennis plays, he's still really not a one-pocket player, although he plays great. He leaves his cue ball off the rail a little bit too much. Tony's not going to do that. But when it comes to offense and striking balls and making balls, you know, Dennis is spectacular. So I said, good pitching stops good hitting, and I'm going to stick to that story until shown otherwise. And I stuck to that story with Scott, and I was wrong. So we'll see.
It's going to be a great match.
Oh, it's going to be a super match.
Yeah. Either way, back to the action here. Alex has achieved what he wants to do in the first game here. I mean, you like to run 8 and out, but second best is getting a several ball lead and having the remainder of the balls in the kitchen end of the table. Very difficult for any player to run balls from here.
Now, I'm going to bet that Alex is going to have an offensive shot at his hole on this next shot.
Dennis, yeah.
No, Alex will.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm with you. Yeah.
I don't see how Dennis is going to be able to get away from not giving him some kind of a bank shot. I mean, maybe, but
yeah, I don't disagree. Whatever it is, it can't be an offensive shot at his hole here for Dennis. By the same token, he's down 5-0. He doesn't need to panic at this point, but he's getting close to the point.
It's getting close, yes.
He's getting close to the point where you get to a point in this game where you're playing a great player and you realize in order to get a shot, you're going to have to take some level of unusual risk.
Well, he's going to try to bank the 5 ball by the 1 ball. Boy, he hit that nice.
I think that's, under the circumstances, that's a fantastic shot.
Oh, that's a nice hit. It's hard to tell if there's a window or not. Looks like there is. Alex doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. Looks like he's got a window there to get the 5 out.
Does he have a window?
Looks like it.
He must do, because he's not eyeing up the ball to his pocket. That was unfortunate for Dennis, because he struck that ball beautifully.
He sure did.
There's probably only a 3-inch window there to hit that ball. Trying to determine here if this orange stripe closest to the end rail actually banks back to Dennis's pocket.
I think he's going to shoot it. I think he's going to hit it with pace too. I don't think he's going to slow roll it. No, he's changed his mind.
So that, to me, that's a good sign that Dennis is prepared to be patient here. He's looked at this and said, I'm 5-0 down, but all it takes is one slip up from Alex.
It's so tempting in these spots here to shoot those straight backs. Alex is going to have none of that. Absolutely none of it. He's pushing balls up table.
He's clipping this ball and coming back to this end rail here.
Yep.
A little bit of inside. Make sure you don't hit a ball there. Mission accomplished.
Yep. He's trying to figure out a way to bank that 14 ball.
There is a gap, but to get it between the 3 and the what might be the 12 stripe, it's going to take some precision. No, he got a little
got a lot of love there. He sure did.
And I think Alex might just be able to see this ball again.
Maybe. He might have to put a little twist on the cue ball.
Did he make his own ball? Dennis, he owed a ball, right? Dennis, did he pay it?
No, I don't think he has a ball.
Okay, he hasn't made one then, okay. Just checking.
There should be 10 balls on the table. Yeah.
You're referring to the foul, the intentional that Dennis took, yeah. It's interesting, Daniel, that some of the players are choosing not to put up a coin here. I don't know whether they are assuming that your organizational skills are keeping track of all that. No.
Yeah, they have to police themselves.
So clearly, Alex can't see this ball.
Oh, he's going to shoot that stripe ball in the center of the table.
So he either wants to make this or he's going to hit it softly and just gently hang the ball if he misses.
Well, he's going to leave a bank.
And by Alex's standards, that's a relatively poor hit because this is the opening that Dennis is looking for.
Yeah, here we go.
How many balls does Dennis run from here, Jerry?
Well, I can see 3. He didn't get, that pocket's not open. He's going to have to, yeah, he's not happy with the outcome.
No, he's relatively straight in. He can't run this around. Do you choose to take this ball and play another shot, or do you play the combo?
I think he's got to try to get position. He's going to either have to put a big draw stroke or perhaps go rail first if that's available to him, and try to whip it around for the 7, 8, or the 1 ball somehow. I think he's going to go rail first myself.
I think if he was on a 4.5-inch diamond, he might consider that. For the viewers here, just a side note.
Oh, he had much more.
Yeah, he did. These tables.
Nice rub there. Look at that rub.
These tables have been recently redone, and even though they're 4 1/4 Brunswicks, which generally are pretty generous in taking a ball, these pockets, it should be noted, are playing almost like a 4 1/8 or a 4-inch diamond, if you can believe that or not. If you touch the long rail on these or the point just before the pocket, they're spitting out balls, and so it takes away certain shots that certain players are more comfortable with. Having said that, we're looking at possibly arguably the straightest shooter in the game.
Well, this game, I was just going to say, Bernie, was reminding me of the Scott Frost-Dennis match where Scott would be ahead 5-6 to nothing, and somehow, some way, Dennis would figure out a way to come back. Now, he's already made 3, right? Oh, 4. Oh, 3. See, it's just off his. I say good pitching stops, good hitting, but man, this guy hits home runs, doesn't he? He really does. He makes it look easy. He's back in the game.
He certainly is. 5-4. He owes a ball.
He owes a ball, so it's 5-3. Yeah, he's definitely in the match.
Anybody's game at this point.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think he's going to do here? I think he's going to lock him down. Yep. He's going to put him right there. Yep. That's
again another simple shot. For people who are learning this game, whenever you can freeze somebody behind a ball where they can't hit another ball, this move just has so much value because you cannot do anything aggressive here.
Okay, so we know it's 5-3 the score. He got lucky that he made that ball because Alex could escape it. Now you think he's going to back cut that 6 ball?
I think normally he would, but he's likely to run into the 13 and leave a shot on the 3. And but Dennis looks like he's in attacking mode.
Yeah, he's going right at it.
He's preparing to shoot it. He's just going to make sure he doesn't come across the table too far behind this red 3 to leave a shot in Alex's pocket.
He was trying to get that cue ball. Yeah, see, he buried the cue. Nice shot again.
Very clever.
Nice shot.
Very clever. He made sure that he did not hit that with hold-up English so that he could bring the cue ball to that location. Alex is in... He doesn't have to panic. He's got a couple of shots here. He could bank the orange stripe, the 13, but he's going to leave a combo. He could bank the 3 ball, but I don't think he likes that either.
I don't like any of his options here. Isn't that amazing when you have such good offense like that? Alex jumped out to a 5-0 lead. All the balls going up table, and Dennis makes one great shot and hooks him, and now the game's turned around.
Well, it did stem from Alex missing that lag to his hole and left the bank to begin with, and that's very uncharacteristic for Alex. You'd expect if he missed that shot, he would at least leave it unbankable.
Oh, hang it up, yeah.
Or hang it up. But again, on these pockets, it's very difficult to hang up. If this was a 4.5-inch diamond, those balls would just hang up all day long. But these tables are playing very, very different right now. I had a chance to chat with Alex before this match. He was practicing with glasses on.
I saw that.
And I asked him about it because getting up there in age myself, my eyesight is not what it used to be, and I was curious how it was working for him. And it's interesting that he was practicing with them on, but he took them off for this game. So,
do you think he's going to play that combination with that pocket being so big with the 6-ball laying there? I don't know if he has sideboards or not.
I think if he feels that he can play this combo and get cover for the 8-ball with the 2 balls on the spot,
yeah,
I think the shot has a lot more value than if it doesn't. If he cannot get the cover, then he's risking leaving a cross bank back to Alex's pocket. But I think under the circumstances, actually, could he? Is the 8 cuttable? Is there room there where he's catching the side rail? It would appear so, without scratching.
Yeah, it looks like the cue ball will hit the point, but I could be wrong.
It looks that way in the long view, but not in the side view. But
he might be double banking the 7-ball.
It would have double banking.
Yes.
I think he's shooting directly at the 8.
Yeah, I kind of went for.
So he did have room, but when you look at his cue ball,
yeah.
One thing I've come to respect with Dennis over the last couple of years is that even though he acknowledges he's been learning the game in terms of moves, his cue ball is so good that in essence he can put that cue ball where he wants. And quite often, well, right now he's come to realize shots he can take that seem risky, but he's controlling his cue ball very well.
Well, Alex is a little concerned because he doesn't want to leave a long rail bank and on anything. He's going to bank to 7 and drag his cue ball down.
Has he got a funny angle for that?
I think he's trying to drag it back to that stripe ball. He has to cut the 7 for sure. I think he just wants to get it in play on his side.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing at his hole because he would be selling out the 6 ball. He actually banked that longer than I thought he would.
Wow, nice shot.
And yes, indeed, it was a fabulous shot. I don't believe that Dennis can see the 6 ball next to his pocket there.
It's hard to tell from the TV, and we don't have a good shot live from here. Look, he's not running to it, that's for sure.
Let's assume that he can't see the 6. Dennis is in a bit of a spot here. What do you see, Jerry?
Well, I see a safety where he can pocket the stripe ball and come 2 rails and get behind the 3 ball. I see that shot. I see where you can fan the 8 ball.
This is the type of situation where Alex may have the advantage, where Dennis is trying to figure out what Alex would shoot here at the point that Dennis plays. If he executes your shot, he's got to. If he does not get behind that 3 ball, it's possible that he could give up control here. But Dennis is going to think about this for a while.
The only reason he may not be able to make that pocket that stripe and come down is he's got to cue that with left-hand English, and that's the part of the cue ball that the 8 ball's up against.
Yeah, good point.
He's taking a scratch.
So he just wants to snuggle up behind the 8 ball after he hits the rail.
You know, what's good about taking a scratch here is if he hits another ball, it doesn't make any difference, really. The ball gets back up there on the spot. Alex has nothing. Alex does not want to go back any balls himself.
So what you're saying, Jerry, is the difference between being down 5-3 and 5-2 at this point is relatively negligible.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Now,
considering where the balls are placed.
Most people watching the game know that 3 consecutive fouls is loss of game. Dennis has taken the first foul. It would not surprise me if I thought that Alex would just touch this back. I think he's exposed the 3 ball.
Yeah.
I think Alex was just trying to delicately tickle that behind the 13.
I think Dennis can cross bank that stripe ball. That 11 ball, is it?
It would require extreme left-hand English.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility of a kiss because both balls are lined up to the corner pocket.
They are.
The telltale sign of a potential kiss.
He's going into the corner, I guess.
You think he's going to glance off the 13, try and get behind the 3? Delicate shot.
I think at this stage of the game, I would give serious consideration to cross-banking that ball unless there's a kiss involved. And try to get the cue ball up in the right-hand corner.
He could beat the kiss by
he's going to kick
overcutting.
He's going to kick behind the 3.
Soft.
Yeah.
It's good speed. He's got cover on this. Nice touch. He's got cover for the 6 ball, which he's trying to protect.
And he did.
The 6 ball here is really, even though it's 1 ball, it really could quite likely decide the outcome of the game.
It sure could.
And Dennis needs to do everything that he can to make sure that Alex doesn't have access to move that ball out of there. So now it becomes a little bit of a cat and mouse game. Does Alex think that he can play off the stripe behind the 6?
He's going to try it.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
He's taking a risk. He's not exactly giving up a shot on this ball.
Well, Dennis is going to have to use a bridge. And he's going to have to spin the ball.
And it's tough to spin, as you pointed out in the last shot, or a couple of shots ago. If he had to make that, he'd have to... tough to cut him with spin when you can only hit half the cue ball. I don't see Dennis shooting a 6 ball here. There's plenty of options for Dennis here. If, he could 2-rail the 5, the orange 5.
I think he's going to give another look at using a bridge here on that 6 ball.
I don't like it because he's stretching for 1. And to put English on the ball, to miss the blue stripe after he made it would be difficult. If he can 2-rail this orange ball and get cover behind the 3, the red 3, it becomes a game-winning opportunity for him. And you can see how, well, that's the reason why. Just incredible, absolutely incredible.
Actually,
he would have been better off not making that ball, believe it or not.
He's got a shot on this combination.
Does he?
I think he does.
I think he hit it so good that he.
I think he does.
Would prefer not to have made that ball. Now, this is an example of why I think Dennis has jumped up the ranks from, you know, maybe 6 or 7 in the world to arguably top 1 or 2, is because his execution of both balls there to make that 5 ball with inside English and draw back behind that 3.
Look at this way he's cueing this ball. Well, Alex escaped.
He did indeed.
Oh
Huge,
my
he's
goodness!
breathing a huge sigh of relief here.
You know, he may back cut this stripe ball. He just might shoot at it.
Well, here's something to consider. The natural angle of that would take you into the blue stripe.
Or to the 3-6. It's kind of hard to tell, but it definitely does not have a scratch shot.
If Alex could make this red stripe and come behind the 6-3, but he can't because the blue stripe blocks that path. So I actually think that Alex is going to choose a relatively passive shot here. I think he's actually going to kick behind these balls.
I think he's going to back cut this ball.
He's shooting.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I think he's looking at the way the balls are positioned. The score is now 5-4, and I think he wants to shoot for his money. This is a pretty high percentage shot for a good player.
I don't think he's going to shoot it. Whether he doesn't. If he was to come behind this 6-3, even if he took a foul, no, he let Dennis out there.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I think he wanted to shoot that 11.
I agree, but if Alex committed to himself, I do not care if I take a foul. He could have snuggled up there, and Dennis would have had a major problem. The fact that he's let Dennis out of this trap, to my mind, is uncharacteristic of Alex.
Dennis can shoot the 2-rail bank on the 11 and force that cue ball up table. He's got the stroke for that.
Dennis is just going to. Well, he is. I thought he would just cross this ball, put the cue ball down to the end rail.
Good shot.
And double up the 11 and 12 ball strike balls. It's not a difficult escape for Alex.
I think Dennis is going to shoot, believe it or not, the 2-railer on the 11 and force that cue ball up table with high left-hand English. I think it's what he's going to shoot. I think I would shoot it.
The one tough part about that is the big left-hand pocket.
Correct.
That's why.
Well, he shot your shot, Bernie.
He didn't execute it the way he wanted because he's left. There is a shot here, Jerry. I'll let you describe it. It looks like it's sitting reasonably well.
You talking about the bank?
The bank with the left-hand follow-through where the cue ball
spins down.
Spins down below. Does he have the angle for it?
I don't think Alex is going to fool around with that. I think he's going to kick at the 3 ball. I don't see him doing that. Oh, he's going off to 7.
I'm not sure that I like that shot. It's the ball to be banked, not necessarily at his hole.
Just bring it up table, yeah.
Bring it up table and get cover behind the 7 ball. Even though these 3 balls around Dennis's hole are clustered, Dennis clearly has the advantage here in terms of the table layout. So
you notice what Dennis did is he pulled that 11 ball off the rails to open up the pathway if he gets a long rail bank to his hole.
Good observation. And now all of a sudden, Alex. Jerry's point there was if you extend this a shot or two, if Alex does kick behind the 3 ball, the fact that Dennis move that red stripe allows the orange 13 ball now to have a direct path to Dennis's hole. So simple but effective.
You know,
Alex,
eventually,
Alex is in a bit of a spot here.
If he kicks behind the 3, you're right. I think the potential for a bank on the 8 or the 13 is high.
And relatively free.
And relatively free.
And for our viewers who are not certain what a free shot is, a free shot is generally one that you can fire to your hole.
With speed and have cover, yeah.
And not necessarily leave a shot for your opponent if you miss. Alex is playing this with speed. Look at this.
Made it good. Good hit.
Unbelievable hit.
Yeah.
Well,
that 3-6 wasn't laying good as a combination, so he shot a pretty smart shot.
Very smart indeed. I did not see that shot at all.
Okay, ball count, he has 6. Is he going to come down for the 6 ball or bring cue ball back?
Back.
He's going to just cinch it. You want to get a bank on that ball.
So is this Alex's game ball, I believe?
Yes, should be. Better hit this ball good, though.
Well, I think you'll find the cue ball close to behind that 13. It's hard to see where Dennis would get another shot if he chose to play this 8 ball. So he could lose the game, but he can't win. But
yeah, I think he's just going to maybe go to make it. He's lining it up to see how he feels with the shot before he actually shoots it. No, he did. Now here comes the 3-railer on this ball, or the 2-railer.
2, I think, is possibly blocked or hindered by the orange stripe on. That seems to be about the sweet spot where he'd have to hit that bank.
Pretty tight. I think he may shoot the 3-railer. He may not have the angle for the 3-railer.
I think he's just trying to decide whether to just take this ball out or whether to aggressively shoot at his hole. I think he's just accepting that he's just going to take it out. Well, look at this. Jerry called it, and that shot could not be played that way on a diamond table because when it hit the second rail, it would come out at a different angle. But apparently on these Brunswicks, that shot is doable, which Jerry would know because he owns a room that has some Brunswick tables.
And I have diamond tables.
Aha.
And everybody plays on the diamonds.
Ah, remind me not to gamble over at Jerry's place.
Yeah.
So, Alex has gone.
He's got a little trouble here. He can't hit these too hard. He's gonna give a shot up, a bank or something. Really?
Really, he's right. I am shocked that he shot that shot.
I am shocked too.
So you have to consider that he felt he didn't have a way to get out of that trap. So he felt that, you've got to believe that he felt that he could either make that ball or hang it. And on this table, it's hard to hang a ball.
Well, maybe he didn't give a shot. Maybe he shot that knowing that there's no combination here.
There is a combo, I believe.
Well, I'm looking at live, and it doesn't look too good over on the table. It looks a lot better on TV than it does on the table.
Yeah, that's the first time I've looked at the table instead of the screen, and here we are questioning. I think he could go rail first on this. I think he could go rail first. The problem is that the red 3 is going away from the pocket after if he makes this combo. So I don't know. can't quite tell whether he went rail first there or not, but
Well, he's got a cut shot here on the 3 ball. Wow. Behind 5-0, 0 to ball, and now Dennis needs 2 and Alex needs 1.
do you believe that Alex knew that he was giving up, or that combo was easier than it looked when he shot that shot?
He must have.
Or do you believe that he felt he had no choice? If this ball gets frozen,
Wow,
this right now I would say is a 50-50 game, given where the ball
pretty close.
Alex has to take this ball out and leave the cue ball so that there is no way to bank back. Well, he surprised me there. He got kind of fortunate in that he left no shot for Dennis on this.
Well, actually, I think Dennis got fortunate that the ball didn't go in. He's going to...
Dennis, don't you think, would have liked that ball to have gone in? And then he made this second one and spotted them both.
How's that? How's that, Spanky?
That's pretty good cue ball. It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't even try to hook him as well, to corner hook him.
Wow.
This is a whole new level, Jerry.
Do you think I could buy a draw stroke? Is there a draw stroke like that available that I might be able to purchase somewhere?
I think there's one in the pro shop, but you don't have enough money.
Wow.
It would require that you get a visa.
Yes.
You move to the Philippines
Yes.
for 20 years.
Yes.
You sell your wife and all your clothes.
Yes. Yes.
And you commit to an apprenticeship for some period of time. And even then it's a 50-50.
See, here's that shot again.
Now, I know you don't like this at all.
I don't like this shot. I don't like this shot. He's got to bring the cue ball back to the rail. Why?
Now, but do you not believe that there are times when bringing the ball back to the rail might still leave a bank?
Correct. Certainly. But I just, I'm just so old school. I want you to start your inning frozen on the rail.
Yeah.
That, and if you beat me like that, then you just beat me like that.
Yeah. Kiss.
Oh boy, he could win the game right here.
I've got to give this a lot of thought about your comments, because quite often I see players freeze a cue ball to a ball where, in this particular case, Dennis hit it poorly by leaving the bank.
Right.
Given how close he was, he should have made sure that he got it close enough or angled enough that there was no shot. And if that's the case, then Alex certainly could not do anything aggressive. This appears to close. And here
he's making me a believer. He's making me a believer. Down 5-0, a ball, and
And the key was he didn't do anything impatient. He just waited. And to me, a year or two ago, he would have forced the issue.
Wow.
So, Dennis goes up 1-0.
Give a shout out to my friend Al Markowski from beautiful Santa Cruz. Got the guitar store, repairs, new sales. Nice guy, good player.
It's interesting. I've asked several great players around the room here who they thought was the favorite, and not one person immediately said one player or the other. They've all stopped to think about it. They're analyzing the strengths and the weaknesses of each player in their head, but it's almost as if not one person wants to commit who might win this match. Alex has played. I'm sorry, go ahead there, Jerry.
So my question to you, Bernie, is did Alex lose that game or did Dennis win that game?
Well, that's the age-old beauty of why we're all addicted to this crazy game. You'd like to think, it took me many years to believe this, but the better you get at this game, the tougher it is to win from a large lead. At what I will call the club level or the amateur or mid-level, if you get a 4, 5, 6 ball lead, the chances are the player that you're playing is not going to come back and make a world-class out on you. But I've played too many of these guys where I've had a 7-0 lead, and I don't believe I've played a bad shot, and the next thing I know, they've banked a ball in or back cut and they run out. And so it used to surprise me, but now it doesn't. And I think it's becoming an integral part of the aggressive game of one pocket.
Well, I saw something immediately after Alex lost that game. When he went to rack the balls, he was jamming the balls in there. He was visibly upset.
He is.
And he just kissed the ball there.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean anything necessarily that he's going to win or lose, but
it's a tell that you don't normally see.
It is a tell. He's not happy about losing that game, nor should he be happy.
Now, I think if this was a race to 3...
Oh, it'd be huge.
Refresh my memory, who broke that game? The first game.
Dennis broke.
Okay. So
Alex has the lower left-hand pocket.
So this may not seem that significant, but when you win on a player's, your opponent's break, psychologically it's the same as tennis. You're breaking
serve, sure.
And it is mentally a large victory.
If he gets that cue ball in behind that stripe ball by Alex's pocket, this is going to be a tough game for Alex to win. Got to drag the cue ball just a little bit. Yeah. How do you like it now?
Well, I actually don't think he hit that as good as he would have liked to.
I know that.
Don't get me wrong. Alex is still in a problem here, but if Alex can see this orange 13.
Well, I'm looking at the live shot, and Alex is covered. I think. Yeah, I think he's covered.
I think that Alex is going to play the 13 into the yellow, into the other ball. Executed very well. He's happy to give up a ball.
Yes, he is.
He's still in trouble.
Well, that cross bank on the 10, it looks like it's a kiss to me, but
yeah. Well, I take that back. I thought there was a ball there that was bankable, and I don't believe there is. So, Alex, depending upon how Dennis hits this shot, is he trying to bank off the stack, or just?
No, just move it away. Yeah. Leave him on the rail. Alex is in trouble here.
Yeah, I think you made a good observation there. I think you'd like to think at this level, losing a game that you shouldn't lose, that they've gotten to the point in their careers where they just shake it off, and that's why they're champions.
Here's my point about starting your inning on the rail. Now he can get his cue in there a little bit. He's got to push the ball.
I think he's banking this ball.
You think so?
I think he's banking the 11 back to his hole.
Great player, great shot.
Great commentator. Oh, sorry, did I say that?
Yes, no. You did.
We're all great guys. So, Alex has pulled another rabbit out of the hat. and he's off and running.
They're not laying real good for a run.
Well, this is where
he's got to get good on the 3, I think.
Alex excels better than anybody in the game here. He's not going to be happy with this. And for the viewers, I say he's not happy is because he wanted either an angle that's not straight after he makes this red ball to bump one of the balls either side, either the blue 2 or the maroon 7. And right now,
he might be able to open him up a little bit.
He's going to have to draw back for the 8 ball, deep draw. With left hand spin, he executed it.
Good observation.
Pretty sporty.
Good observation, Bernie.
So Alex isn't where he wants to be for each shot, but he's adapting to the problem here. So as Jerry pointed out, where these balls weren't laying great for Alex's hole, those 5 balls around the spot, currently none of them go to Alex's pocket, so he's going to have to...
If he can not scratch in the side, I think he can make the 8 and get another shot. It's kind of hard to tell. He may have to draw his ball. The angle's a little funny.
At some point, Alex has got to what they call manufacture a shot, where he shoots a ball and he's bumping into another ball here. He'd like to do this with a gentle draw here and leave this cue ball frozen to the long side rail. He's not executed. He won't be happy with this at all.
No. Try to get all the way to the rail.
If he managed to move that ball another 3 inches to the viewer's left, he would have an angle to make that green stripe and then billiard into those other 5 balls and possibly open something up. But right now, he'll be shooting a combo, trying to float the cue ball over. Should he not make the combo, that he's got some cover.
Okay, I don't like that shot. Look what he did. He gave him a kick. He gave him the. I think he might be able to shoot the 5 ball.
Dennis is looking at it, but on this table, the pockets are too tight for Dennis to try and spin that ball.
You think so? I mean, I think he might shoot it and go right into that 2 and bust that stack open. I think he might shoot it.
I'd be surprised.
I think he might shoot it.
He's going to get up. He's not shooting this shot. You called it, Jerry. How come I don't listen to you more often than I do?
Know. I don't know if he has anything. He's got another combination. Not another combination, a combination.
Now, is this combination free?
Good question. He's on the rail. He wants to shoot in the worst way because he knows this is a golden opportunity for him to really get some balls.
He knows if he makes this combo, he wins the game because the other balls will open up. But if he misses it, he's also lost the game. So he's risking the game on this shot.
Okay, well, Alex.
You'll notice that Dennis did something uncharacteristic there. He jumped up.
He did jump up. Well, he hit it badly.
Does one come before the other?
Good point.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Okay, there's 3, 6, 9 balls on the table. What's the score? 4-2? 4-2, Alex, I think.
The reason that Jerry asked that question is because while the viewers may be able to see the score, we can't. So, and we cannot see the balls in each player's side either.
Look at the way these balls are laying. Nothing opened up for Alex. Sure enough, he got that ball, but I don't think he can make anything.
Is he forced to shoot the combo?
He might be able to shoot the 7 ball in, actually.
The side pocket comes into play there, though.
It does, but it's a pretty thin cut.
And if he misses it, if he makes it even, what does he have?
I'm looking at it live, and I think he'll shoot the 7.
I think he plays the combo. Less risk, and if he makes this ball, he could win the game. He's at 5-2. He needs 3. If he cuts the 7 in, It takes him down to the top right corner. And then I think he's got a little problem.
I think he's going to shoot the combo, huh?
If he shoots this, well, Alex won't be happy with that because he wanted that green ball closer to his pocket.
How much do donuts cost? Donuts are like $1. I'll lay $1 to a donut that he's going to bank that 7 ball straight back.
Well, let's think about this for a second, Jerry.
He sees an opportunity right here to get in the game and perhaps win it.
Score is 5-2.
Oh, he sees a cross corner maybe? I don't see it.
If Dennis is eyeing it up, it's on. Now, if he was to shoot this cross corner, if Dennis chooses to shoot this, he's going to suck the cue ball around 2 rails to the top left-hand corner pocket. The issue, well,
maybe it's too much of an angle to shoot the 7. I just thought he was going to. Oh, he's going around the table. I see what he's doing. Okay, because the combination, the 15-2, isn't lined up very well. It's a good shot.
It is a good shot because he may end up getting behind the those balls in the bottom corner there. Great pace. He would have liked to have some to be snookered behind those balls. Alex has got a bit of a problem here.
He sure does.
He obviously has to deal with taking this ball out of Dennis's pocket, but in doing so, he's fearful of leaving up a crossbank. So he can't play, he can't kick this ball away softly.
How can you shoot that shot, you know?
What other options does he have but to deal with that ball?
You know, maybe you can cross the ball in front of Dennis's hole and try to get out there without double kissing it. He wants to come in behind, perhaps. But he's on the rail. He can't cue the ball. See, that's the thing. He's on the rail again. He can't cue the ball.
Is he,
I don't like this, Bernie.
He's trusting the table here.
I sure don't like it.
That's what I don't like about it. That ball has rolled to Alex's left about a 1/4 inch, and it's enough to leave Dennis a bank to his
Oh, he's
hole
going to shoot this bank for sure.
in his sleep. So
he's got a cut shot, he thinks.
I don't think so.
He's got a high percentage bank, and he can roll it right into the 2 ball here.
Oh, he's going with speed. He doesn't care what's happening to the cue ball or the 2 ball here.
Well, he's deciding whether to roll into the 2 with the cue ball or drag it up table. I think he's going to just go to make it and go right into the 2 ball.
Yeah, he's going to give 100% to making this bank. Is he going into the bottom of the 2, or does he have a worry about hitting the 2
He's going to hit
on
the
the
2.
wrong side?
He's going to hit the 2 pretty flush. He's thinking about dragging it up table. He might just drag it up there. Provides cover.
If Dennis is thinking about it, that means he's going to be hitting the wrong part of the 2.
Well, it's a tweener, you know. I mean, depending on how you like to shoot the shot, whether you like to spin it in or go in with some force and just back cut the bank shot a little bit.
If he was to choose your shot and bank it and draw the cue ball down table to the 3 balls up top, then it makes the shot more difficult, but less risk of leaving a shot afterwards.
He's going all out. He's going all out.
Now that was what he was afraid of. You can see what happened here.
Yeah.
He was hitting what I would call the side of the 2 instead of the back of it. He knew that if he missed this bank, he was fearful of leaving a shot. And had that not gone in, then the game would be over. So you can see that's why Dennis was debating that shot.
Here comes the draw stroke. Oh no, he could. Oh, the 2 must be able to go. Okay. Wow, what a position player.
Pinpoint position. You may as well just ask him to put ball in hand, whatever you want on the table. So Dennis will make the blue 2, the red 7, and take a 6-5 lead. Does he make another ball after this?
Okay, so where do you think he's going to play for? He's going to try to get down there.
Well, he's telling you what he wants, but I think he's going to end up banking the 15 stripe to his
short rail bank.
I mean, he could scratch up there. It's unlikely, but why take a risk? And why even consider opening up those balls? But having said that,
I think he wants to get on the
this is Dennis.
What is it? The 4 ball. Yeah, I think you were right. The more conservative approach would have been better.
So now what does he have?
Yeah, he can probably shoot the 4 ball, I think, but
does the 4 ball go by the 15?
I think it does. I think it does, actually.
It's tight, but then he's got to what? He comes forward with the cue ball.
I think he's going to have to kind of trust his stroke.
Now you could argue that he played for that shot, and if he didn't get there, he's got all sorts of choices.
He has another shot. He can bank the 4 and hit the 10 ball and push it towards his pocket, and the 4 ball will hit the rail twice and come across too. He's got that shot.
I would think if he needed more than 1 ball, he might entertain that. I think
he needs 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Dennis not leading 6-5?
Yeah, he needs 2, and Dennis Alex needs 3.
I'm off by a ball here. Yep.
Yeah. Just check. We're here with Daniel Bush, and he's done so much commentary lately that he can't keep track of the score in the game. And he's got a computer.
Not to mention the other 2 guys that are supposed to know what's going on here, you know, who shall remain unnameless. So we're back to the grind here.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most and 1 being the least, how frustrated do you think Alex is right now?
Well, if Alex was to lose this game after having another commanding lead, I think it would be tough for him to psychologically recover. So Alex knows the pressure of winning this game.
I completely agree with you.
And you can bet that Dennis will be aware of that. At some point, as in all competing sports, it's not only your ability to execute, it's your ability to deal with the psychological chess match. And of all sports, this one seems very prone to a chess-like analogy.
I think that was a bad shot. I don't care where the ball ends up.
I think Dennis right about now is agreeing with you.
Yeah. Alex is looking at some kind of 3-railer perhaps on the 1 ball. 9 ball, pardon me.
Wow, that's...
He didn't even get the cue. He wanted to get the cue ball to the rail.
I actually think he was trying to snuggle behind the 9 ball there.
Well, Dennis is going to shoot this shot.
No question. Now, does he roll this in or does he play it with draw? I think he's going to try and cinch it. Put a nice little bit of right-hand English on it to kill it. When
He's going to spin the ball around. He's banking it. Oh, I missed pockets. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, he needed 1. Oh, no, he gave it to him. Okay. Okay, on the scale of 1 to 10.
Off the charts.
Off the charts. Off the charts is right.
So, timeout for whoever called the timeout here. It's a good thing. Number one, if Dennis called it, he's going to let his opponent simmer in his errors of why he's down 2-0. If Alex called it, it's to clear his head, knowing that he's not taking advantage of 2 commanding leads. So we're probably going to go off air here.
Yeah, you know, it's not just before we go off air. I just want to follow up with you. Made a very good point. You know, he had commanding leads and he didn't take advantage of it. And again, I go back to, did he lose the game or did Alex win the game? And I kind of think, pardon me, Dennis.
Dennis, yeah.
I kind of think Dennis won the game, both these games.
I can't disagree with that. One thing about this game, when you're down 3, 4, 5 balls, it can at times become a cat and mouse game where you leave a shot that you want to tempt your opponent to shoot. And the reason why you want them to shoot is because it has a difficult degree of execution.
Low percentage, yeah.
If they don't execute that shot, then it can change the momentum of the game and allow a little opening. And I think that's what Dennis has learned in the last year. He's learned the subtleties of baiting your opponent into forcing them perhaps to shoot a shot they don't want to shoot.
So is that like one pocket rope-a-dope?
What's rope-a-dope?
Rope-a-dope is what Muhammad Ali did. He let George Foreman just pound on him on the ropes and called it rope-a-dope. You know, and then all of a sudden he came to life and just beat him back. I think it's one pocket rope-a-dope.
Well, I think
that Dennis is doing.
That'd be a good analogy. I think one of the great things about this game is that, you know, you could have 100 commentators coming up here, and you might be lucky to get 2 different opinions. I mean, the game lends itself just to, and I think that's why we're all drawn to it. It's just so much interpretation of each situation, depending upon your state of mind, depending upon whether you're winning, whether you're losing. And I think that's just the beauty of it. And right now, as Jerry pointed out, I think Alex has got to go away and pull himself together and dig down here.
I'm going to take a short one myself, Bernie. And
okay.
Daniel.
We are going to sign off just for 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll be back as soon as the gladiators return.
Thank you, Bernie and Jerry. I just wanted to also remind all of our viewers that we're still taking sign-ups for the 3,000 added Hard Times 9-Ball Challenge, which takes place at Hard Times Billiards in Bellflower, California. It's $120 for pros to get in and $80 for the amateur. Race to 9 and 8, planned 9-ball at Hard Times Billiards in Southern California. As always, the Hard Times annual tournament just before everybody goes to Las Vegas to play the CSI US Open events in Las Vegas and the BCAPL events. So come on down to Hard Times Billiards in Bellflower, and you can also download the entry forms at POVPOOL.com. You can, well, at this point I would probably just go in and pay. And let's get that field filled. Hard Times 9-Ball, July 15th and 16th. Okay, it looks like we're back. Actually, Dennis is on the break right now. And you know, you guys have been providing some excellent analysis of this event so far, of this match, and I'm thoroughly impressed.
Okay, if you've just joined us, we are back live at the hot seat match of the 64-man a one-pocket championship here. These are the last 2 players on the no-loss side. This is a race to 4. Alex Pagulayan is trailing 2-0 against Dennis Okuyo.
This has certainly been a couple of extremely interesting games we've been seeing here. You know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say, you know, that it was pretty amazing. Dennis being down 5-0 in the first game comes back and.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the reasons that Alex has risen to be commonly regarded as one of the top 1 or 2 one-pocket players in the world is because they don't call him the Lion for nothing. At the point that he gets a substantial lead, he does an incredible job at making sure that you don't get back in the game, and so it's really a tribute to Dennis to have the patience to come back and win both of those games.
Oh no.
Alex played a good return strategy shot there in terms of putting balls over his hole or his side of the table, and his intent was to leave the cue ball up in the top left hand corner as we look at it, where the orange stripe was covering up the green stripe. Having said that, it's a fine line between a great shot and a scratch.
You think this is the right shot to play the 13 with the risk of maybe bumping the 14?
Well, bear with me a second here.
I mean, it's hard to see. It's hard to see how much space is between that 14 and that rail, but it looks so like almost just like a ball's width.
Right now, the way that I think Dennis has taken your advice, he probably has an earpiece from you. I think he's decided that it's too much risk, and that if he was to miss that shot, it would just change the whole dynamic of the game. Back to the psychology of this, which in this game is pretty fascinating.
Looks like he's playing the 5 ball, I think, Bernie.
I think you're right. Alex realizes here that if he was to lose this game and go down 3-0, that the odds of beating Dennis 4 games in a row with, well,
I guess we don't have to talk about that right now.
That's rare. That's something. I noticed something there in Dennis that you don't usually see. He rarely jumps up on a shot. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on this match. He knows he's playing against one of the top players in the tournament here. Dennis understands the value of winning this game, and believe me, so does Alex.
Yeah.
The break or the serve in this game is absolutely huge, because it's considered that the breaker has 1 to 2 ball advantage in each game, and so the ability for Alex to win this game on Dennis's break would be pretty consequential, because Alex at 2-1 down potentially would be breaking the next game, and Alex is very much aware of this. So the first couple of balls here are very straightforward. Alex has got to leave himself an angle after he makes this yellow stripe to make the blue 2, and then he might draw out. Can't quite tell if the blue stripe above the spot goes. I'm guessing that it does.
Oh, he came through those balls. And he has the 7 only, I think.
Alex has a little wry smile on his face. The reason being that He had no intention of coming in between that gap. His intent was to come up and get on that blue stripe at an angle, and so
I think even if he would hit the top of the 8-ball and had a shot on the 4, that would have worked out better for him than this situation. Now he has a choice here. He can shoot the 7, and it's really only worth 1 ball to him to shoot it, because the 15 is going to stop him from doing anything with the cue ball. Or he can take a chance and try to shoot that 15, which I think will barely sneak by. Oh, there's a combo as well, Bernie.
Well, the
8-4
has
combo.
a lot of value because it's laying at such an angle. I think that he can stun this across.
What's he looking at?
He could. Is the angle quite there?
Now there's also a 3-ball combo to either the 15 or I don't know if I like that at all.
I agree, because he'd have to hit it with such speed that he would sell out the ball over Dennis's pocket.
You know,
I believe that he's going to shoot. I don't think he's shooting this shot.
He's going to get up again, right?
Well, he committed. He knew that.
I guess he did.
It was that point in the match where he said, it's time to believe, and he committed 100% to it, knowing that the game was all about that ball.
Well, yeah, especially look at the cue ball. I mean, there's 14 is right in front of Dennis's hole.
Yeah.
So
I think the 15 does go here, the purple stripe.
Yeah, that was well played.
Open up the balls like a blooming onion.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put that.
He got a little unfortunate because
you might have to play the 7, which is harder than the 6.
Well, either way, he's smiling, but he's annoyed at himself because he's left himself what they call jacked up over the ball in front, and that means all he can do is hit the top of this ball. It's funny how when things aren't quite going your way and the momentum is against you, of how the balls end up this way. So he's going to get up off this shot.
Sorry, I got waylaid outside. What's going on in this game?
Well, Alex, on the return of the break, tried to double up 2 long balls on Dennis's rail and scratched in the top right-hand corner, where Dennis uncharacteristically missed I'd call it ball in hand, but it wasn't the easiest shot. And then from there, Alex has somehow find a way to run these balls.
What's the ball count, if you know? Well, if it's 7, now he must need more than 1, because, yeah, it must be 6, because he's looking at what he has available. Normally he would probably just go 1 rail with this ball and come back.
I think he's going to punch this ball and come out for the blue stripe.
He didn't get there, did he? He might shoot it anyway. I think he will shoot it.
I don't think he can scratch off the back of the ball over Dennis's pocket. So, Alex wins the crucial 3rd game to make it 2-1 Dennis. Dennis now, psychology reversed. Dennis has had ball in hand in the kitchen, and instead of going up 3-0, Alex is now back in the match and breaking.
So it's 2-1. Alex is breaking. He's on serve, but he's going to have to break Dennis to win the match. That's a pretty good break right there.
It's hard to tell from here. I don't think Dennis can spin under this and kick at the one ball, the yellow one.
He's looking to hit a ball and stick him in the rack.
I think there's a ball that banks to his side. It doesn't bank clean, but I think he can accomplish what you said. I think he can do a couple of things here. What Dennis is afraid of is leaving Alex some sort of combo to his pocket.
I think he's in trouble.
I don't think Alex. I don't think. Well, I take that back. That does the 6-7 combo.
I think it's close.
And does Alex have an option but to shoot it?
He might go rail first.
So
Okay.
Dennis made a huge tactical error there. Given how close he was to that ball, the last ball that he just shot, it's very unusual for Dennis not to have frozen that ball instead of leaving Alex this opportunity. So within the space of a few minutes, we've gone. The momentum here is completely shifted from Dennis being in complete control to Alex having a chance to tie up this match. That's not what Alex played in terms of the double kiss, and he's scratching his head because he knows he got very fortunate. But
well, he's either going to he's going to go 2 rails and go up high. He didn't get there.
He's underhit it. He's got a shot and he's forced to shoot it.
Yeah, he's upset. He's going to shoot it, but he does not like it. Yeah, he's laughing right now. It's not funny, actually.
3. Yep.
He actually could end up with a shot here.
He could scratch in the left-hand pocket here, depending upon how he plays this shot.
I guarantee you he's not going to shoot at his hole here. That's not going to happen.
So he could elevate his cue, hit the long rail first, try and knock the 3 into the 5.
I think he's just going to go soft, the rail first in front of the 3 ball, actually. Just roll it soft.
I've noticed one thing on all these tables with 3-piece slates, it's very difficult to roll a ball softly. He just took what the table gave him and he's disappointed himself. Normally you'd expect Alex to capitalize on that a bit more, that mistake from Dennis. But Alex is he's back in the match here, and he's got to find a way to pump himself up here. His body language and the way that his mannerisms clearly show that he's not happy with the way things are going.
I think there's a window between the 5 and the 3. Oh, he's looking at shooting the 5, throw it in the pocket.
I think he'd have to bank this off the red 3 to make it. I don't think he can twist
Good
this
observation.
ball back in.
Good observation.
Did he get a little love tap?
Nope.
No. He hit it so good he didn't even catch the 3. Alex has temporarily survived this, but this is no picnic.
Alex is still in trouble here. This is not easy. He can get safe, but this is not.
What do you see here, Jerry?
Well, he can go thin off the stripe ball and try to get underneath the 5, which is what I think he's going to do.
Difficult to execute, and even then he's in serious trouble. Dennis is unlikely to let him out of that trap. Does Alex have to take some risk here? He is up 3-0.
I don't think he can blast these balls.
I think he's blasting.
You think so, huh?
I do.
Okay, here we go. No, he's not. I think he's going to fan off the stripe ball. He might be able to kick behind the 3 ball, too.
If he was to kick with speed off the end rail, kick the orange 5 into the red 3, knowing that Dennis could bank the stripe, but not without going into the pack.
What speed's a problem?
He's taking a foul. I think it's a smart move. Again, he's 2 inches short of target. The problem with that shot is if you're going to take a foul, back to the point I mentioned before, you've got to make sure that with you taking the first foul, your opponent can't put you back from where you originated. In this case,
I think Dennis can probably go underneath the 5 and kick 2 rails and take a foul and go right into the stack by the 8 ball.
Exactly. If Alex had got that frozen to the back of the red 3, Dennis could not play this shot. So Alex is about to be in a worse position than he was 1 shot ago.
Yeah, I think he's taking a 2-rail foul.
Good call. Now for the intermediate players, or the beginning players, you may say, why did he take a foul there? It's because, I'll let you explain, Jerry.
Well, he wants to try to get control of those balls and not give up anything, but I don't think he executed this very well because he left this 4 ball. His target was the 8 ball, and he went high on the 8.
He's hit this really poorly, considering he was knowingly taking a foul and giving up a ball. The fact that he let Alex see that whole ball is definitely a big mistake, and that just basically is an example of how the difference of a few millimeters in this game makes just a total difference.
He's in trouble now because he's on the first foul. I don't see... Well, he might be able to bank that ball. The 11 ball, is it? Maybe the 11 ball. I don't see how he can get the cue ball where he's pointing. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
If Dennis could take a foul here and try and get behind the blue 2, but he can't. He cannot glance off a ball and come behind that ball in any way. This is where the experience of the moving in the game and...
Well, he just can't cue the cue ball. He can't get his cue around it. You know, it's just he's jacked up. He's trying to figure out a way to elevate his cue, and no, there's not a lot there.
Does it look like he can see enough of that red stripe to bank that back to his hole, or no?
Yeah, he might not be. He might be just trying to draw the ball over to the side.
Yep.
And he's actually going to play this ball off the side rail, off the 3 ball, I think.
I don't think he has the angle to bank that ball back. Now, in terms of execution, I cannot tell you what a good shot that was.
It was a great shot.
Remarkable. The fact that he elevated, drew to the side with left-hand English behind that ball to cut off view of most of the balls is a fabulous shot.
Dennis is looking up table, and that's a move that you're just trying to control your emotions because he's not shooting anything up table right now.
You're talking Alex, yeah?
Yeah. He's Alex. He's not shooting anything up table. He's going to try to find a way to get behind a 3, and I don't think there's too much there. He may have to take a scratch and go above the 2 and under the 5, unless he's got an angle to pull the cue ball down. But I don't.
Here's one thing to consider, and I see Efren doing this a lot, where you think you're in trouble. What if Alex was to roll gently up to the red stripe in the top right-hand corner, knowing that Dennis could make the 3 ball, but runs flat into the face of the 5 ball?
It's going to put him on the end rail.
This surprises me. This surprises me. But he's hit it absolutely perfect.
Yes, he did.
I got to give him credit because I've noticed one thing about all the Brunswicks here. Some of them bank at slightly different angles, and for him to be confident with that shot is pretty strong.
Well, these 2 tables, the ball's still sliding, the cue ball and the object ball. The tables we were playing on earlier today,
older cloth, perhaps?
Yeah, the cloth's a little more worn, and it rolls a little differently.
Do you have a comment on if he had rolled up and just touched that 11 ball?
Yeah. Well, Dennis is going to, let's see, he's going to try to make the 5 ball here.
Well, he's lost the cue ball.
Yeah, I think this game should be over.
I would say if Alex was in his usual state of mind, I would agree, but Alex is feeling a little bit of pressure here.
Well, he's got to get on that ball up table.
So he's going up for the stripe in the middle of the table, and you can see here he's...
oh, no, that's no good. That's no good.
So that's back to the comment I just made there. Normally, Alex would be 1.5 feet closer to that ball, but right now he can't shoot this shot.
Oh.
He cannot shoot this shot. He's going to look at it and pretend to shoot it, but he knows he can't.
Okay, so his game is a little under his normal caliber right now, in my opinion.
I think he's feeling the pressure of a player who has advanced to the point in the last year where he's able to push Alex a bit more than most players can, and he's feeling it.
He's looking at it. He's giving it a long look.
He's not shooting that. Alex, stop pretending to shoot that shot.
But the other problem, though, is if he tries to go up table here, go off, let's say, the 9 ball, he's jacked up, kind of.
Now, you ask yourself, he's just going up to the red ball. He's just trickling this ball up here.
What the heck's he doing?
He's ducking.
You're right, he is ducking, but...
Now, I think that's a good move because at some point you've got to evaluate your own game and say, am I currently executing? And Alex knows he's not. And he's got a 4-0 lead. He's still in the driver's seat. He shakes off a couple of shots and he lives to fight another day in this game. That's a good example of he couldn't have won the game on that shot, but he could have lost it.
Correct.
At some point, that's a huge tenet of learning this game.
He's going to try to float this ball over by the 2 balls by the side pocket, I think. I think it's a 9 ball. And bring it back. There's not much here.
So there's a good example of a relatively simple shot that doesn't take a high level of skill to execute, but puts your opponent, he's not in trouble, but a bad choice could affect him.
Does Dennis owe a ball? The question is. Yes.
I suspect that it's an old Brunswick where the diamond has been chipped away. Dennis hasn't made a ball, and he did take an intentional. Did he?
Alex did. Yeah, we're talking about Dennis. Yeah, he did. He kicked 2 rails. Yeah, he took an intentional. No. Maybe somebody in the chat room can tell us, but we're pretty sure that Dennis owes a ball. Oh, he's going for the spank, Bernie. Oh, boy. Dennis owes a ball, we think. Alex had some balls. I think, Alex, there's, what's on the table? 5, 6, 10. Alex has 1 ball. Dennis owes a ball. How many balls on the table? 6, 12, 14. 14. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm counting the cue ball. 5, 10, 13. Right. It's 2 to -1.
I know your viewers are at home and thinking, hey, we've got 200 years of experience in the booth and none of us know the score. So, yeah, go ahead, laugh.
He did. You're right. You're correct. Yeah, there's no problem there. I think Alex's question was, did he have more scratches than 1?
I think Alex was having a bit of fun there.
I don't think he's having any fun right now at all.
Well, he was trying to lighten the mood.
I think this is probably my worst shot, Bernie. Ball in hand behind the line with plenty of balls to shoot.
I think that happens after a certain age, or you go, oh no, I've got ball in hand.
Yeah. Do I have to shoot now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Welcome to Giza One Pocket, folks.
He's deciding whether or not to play position for the, what is it, the ball in the center of the table, the 10 ball?
I think he's overthinking this. Normally, he would just get down, fire this in. Now, having said that, he's trying to. There are 4 balls that, 3 to 4 balls that are relatively simple here, and he's deciding where the balls are coming after this because he needs 9 balls to win this game. So, I don't fault him for taking his time.
I just got a text from probably the best one pocket player north of Ventura, Al Vafa, who asked me if this was the hot seat match.
It is.
It is the hot seat match, Al. Pay attention.
So, does he use the 3 to go into the pack with a safety valve?
He might go 2 rails right out of the corner and go into the pack.
No. Now, did Jerry Matchin call that or what, folks? There's a reason why he's sitting here in the booth, and I'm just his sidekick.
There's a reason why I'm knocked out of the tournament.
The difference, folks, is knowing versus doing. You know. How come we couldn't get all this wisdom when we're younger, you know?
What I can't tell is if the 9 or the 8 goes. The 8, if the 8 goes, that changes the whole game around because he can get over there. If it doesn't go,
I think he would have shot by now if the 8 goes.
well, he's just trying to figure out what ball to shoot first. Whether, like, he could perhaps thin this ball in and clip the stack, but I'm not sure he could do that either. I think he's going to have to shoot the 3. Yeah, see, that's the problem there.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
No.
If he felt like he could clip in the orange stripe with right-hand English and bump open those balls, he would shoot it, and he may even do it if he thinks he can hold it up. That's what he's looking at right now, but the angle is not quite there. So,
No, I don't think he can.
but I think he's going to shoot it. I think he's going to shoot it.
Well, he might go up for the 6.
I think he's going to shoot this with extreme inside.
No, I think he's going up for the 6.
Good call again, Jerry. You're batting 1,000 here. I like your
Well, my
style.
question is whether that 8 ball goes.
I
If
don't
that
think
8
so.
ball goes, then that's huge.
Agreed. Now, can he go into the stack?
He
Does
might.
draw off these? I think so. Didn't he? Now you notice there he hit the top of the stack instead of the bottom of the stack.
Yes.
Now he does have a bank on the blue too.
Oh, he's going to shoot the 3.
Do you think
If
so?
he can reach it, yeah.
I think he shoots the bank.
Yeah, you or I would shoot that, Bernie. There's no doubt about that.
Would shoot the 3.
No, we would shoot the bank.
Well, number one, he would be using a bridge. If he hits it without English, he's likely to go into the green 6.
I think, looking at the TV, I think the shot looks a lot harder than it does looking at it.
So he's got to put a little left-hand English on this, or does he put right?
I think he's just going to make it and go up and down.
So do you go?
I think outside. I think
do you go
outside.
in between the green and the yellow, or do you spin? He's playing the bank. He should be playing the bank here. As much as he doesn't want to, he's
got a small pocket.
He's 75% to make this shot.
He doesn't want to shoot the bank. He's got a pretty small pocket there. I mean, if he makes the bank, obviously the table's open for him. No
What
doubt
Dennis
about
is
that.
thinking about here is
He really wants to shoot that 3 ball.
what he's afraid of is if he does not make this 2 ball, he knows that Alex is going to be banking a ball to his hole.
You know, the 8 ball could be dead in Alex's hole too. You got to remember
That's a
that.
good point. It looks on the left monitor here. It looks like it's 2 or 3 inches above the pocket, but it's deceiving. Doesn't mean that he couldn't throw it in here.
Now, here's something interesting. Why doesn't Dennis have a Q extender? You know, 6-inch extender. He's in line for that shot.
Do you know any Filipino that's got a Q extender?
Well, I would think he would. Well, there you go. Bernie, you called it.
It's about time, you know.
I screwed up a little bit there.
He can get through, come out for the green 6.
I think he's got to make a combo.
You're right again.
Okay, now the score. Dennis owes 1. No, he's got to have more than 2. There's 6 on the table. He owes 1.
Needs 2, I think.
Just 2?
Yeah. This is the 9th ball.
You're right.
So
Okay.
again, Alex had a 3-0 lead in that game. Is that
Yes,
correct?
again.
And has lost a 3rd game.
Every game Bright slice. Sierra Mist. Okay, so let's do the odds now. The score's 3-1. Dennis gets to break twice. Huh. It's going to be, I would put this at about
6 or 7 to 1.
2.5 to 3-1. Dennis favored by in this match.
Hi, camera. All you one pocket folks out there, are we having fun or what? Sorry, what odds did you come up with, Jerry?
I'm saying 3-1.
3 to 1.
Yeah. 3-1.
I was thinking a little bit more than that.
It could be, but I don't like to gamble, so 3-1. No, I'm serious.
Alex has to win 3 games in a row.
And twice on Dennis's break.
So arguably, if the break wasn't a factor, and each game was a coin flip, the odds of Alex winning 3 would be 1 in 8.
Although, that's not a good shot right there. He just sold it and didn't sell out, but he left him out.
I think it's safe to say that this is not the usual Alex.
No. He's a little bit
for whatever
gassed.
reason. Now, do you
I'm
think...
at about 20-1 right now.
Okay. Well, that was quite a backup from 3 to 20 based upon one shot.
Yeah, if that 3 ball goes, it's about 20-1.
I can't quite tell whether it does or not. It would appear to on the screen, but the fact that Dennis is thinking about this.
I'm just thinking he's trying to figure out how to play it. I think it goes.
Now, let me ask this, Jerry. Every player has an off day.
Yes.
Is Alex having an off day because of life, or is he feeling the pressure of the world contender? How much of this is pressure versus maybe not getting enough sleep, or?
Well, we don't know that.
No.
But
in general, do you think that Dennis's skill set here is it affecting Alex's usual high caliber of play?
All I know is, Bernie, if you get ahead 5-0, 3-0, 4-0, and no apparent distress, you're supposed to win. And he's not winning.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a combination here, and it's tough. He's really jacked up. Interesting way he lines it up. He sees that line very well. This would be a hell of a shot if he makes this.
He's definitely a free shot.
Yeah, he's going to shoot it for sure, but
I don't think he's got too much risk should he miss this shot. Would you agree?
Well, it could leave a bank on the he's going to shoot it, and he's going to shoot it well. If the ball doesn't go, I would expect it to be hanging in the hole.
If I wanted someone to shoot this for my life, it would be him. Notice where he left the cue ball.
Right. Jacked up.
Very clever.
Bernie, here comes your beer. I'm not really sure what he can do here. He's going to have to try to go in behind the ball.
Now it may seem pretty subtle, but what Alex tried to do there, apart from leaving the cue ball behind the blue two, was knock the blue stripe ball in front of the yellow to leave them where they could not go as a combo. But he's actually lined them up perfect.
You know, Dennis might just kick 2 rails into that upper left-hand corner and let him shoot.
I think right now Alex, or I should say Dennis, is realizing that Alex is completely out of sorts.
Yeah.
And I think this is back to the topic of baiting your opponent.
Oh, he didn't have to.
Now, is it, Jerry, do you think Alex is at the point where he's going to throw caution to the wind, or are we going to see him be...
I think Alex knows that he's playing for the hot seat, has a lot of confidence in himself and his game, and that he's not playing to his expectations. And that he knows that if he loses this match, he's got a very good opportunity to come back and still win the whole thing.
Yep, good point. So it's not like the pressure of being...
It's not like he's going to be eliminated.
Out. Yep.
Right.
Good point.
At this point, he's going to be first, second, or third. Obviously, he wants a win. I think he's just trying to... I think right now, I think he feels he probably will lose the match, but I think he's trying to play through it a little bit right now to just to get himself back in order again.
Yeah, that's a good point. He could kick 2 rails back to the 2 balls that are lined up and try and bump them out of a combo, but he knows he's quite likely going to leave a...
He's going to have to kick to
bank.
I think he's going to have to kick to the 2 ball, actually, not the 10 ball.
I think he's kicking to the 10.
That's the shot there.
Good call again, Jerry. But he also tried a little extra secret sauce of not only bumping the 2, but also to dislodge the combo.
You know, psychologically, how many times have you been in a match where it just isn't, you know, it just ain't working for you?
As Cliff Joyner says, some days the balls just don't let you win.
There's a lot of times where I know I'm playing bad, and I said, just, you know, Jerry, just make a couple balls, you know? If you lose the game, fine, but just make a couple balls and get your head right.
Yep.
Play the right shot. Go back to the basics. And a lot of those matches and those games, you could win. You end up winning a lot of those.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was... A few years ago, somebody pointed out to me that it's okay to win with your B game. And sometimes...
That's a great point.
Sometimes you just have to accept that you're not playing your usual self, but you can still find a way to win. You can call it what you want, winning ugly, but...
I like that shot.
Yes, indeed.
I like that shot.
That's the reason why I think Dennis has served his one-pocket apprenticeship here. He's seeing these little subtle shots that he wouldn't have played a year or two ago. Now, granted, Alex can get out of it, but Dennis is doing the driving here, and Alex is just a passenger right now.
Yes. He's got kind of a similar shot again, but I'm not sure he's going to shoot it this time.
So for the viewers at home, these 2 balls next to Dennis's pocket are aligned to go in Dennis's pocket, and no matter where you hit that front yellow ball, the blue ball is going to go in. So Dennis's job here is to defend those 2 balls and not let Alex hit them in any fashion.
I actually think he can go off the 2 ball and go all the way up table. You know, hit right before the side pocket and miss the 5 ball. And if he executes that,
yeah,
I let him shoot the ball in front of the side.
I agree.
Go for it.
I think even taking a foul here would have a lot of merit.
You could do that too. You know who's becoming quite the one-pocket player? He doesn't. A lot of people don't know it. I know it. Daniel Bush.
Stop it.
Oh, absolutely. No, you think I'm kidding. I played him about a year ago at Kenny Oshida's, and man, he gave me everything I could handle.
I say stop it in jest because I was down in Tucson last month where Daniel was doing a fine job at broadcasting the National Three-Cushion Billiard Championship, and it was late at night, and he was on a table there on his own thinking that nobody was noticing or watching him, and I just happened to look over, and there he was just raining billiards one after another, and but he'd tell you he doesn't play, and I think it's the same thing with One Pocket. I think after hours he's here with the Filipinos, he gets them liquored up, they share their secrets, and at some point he's going to unleash it on all of us.
Yes.
But that's between us.
No, we don't want anyone to know about Daniel's game. We're going to keep it a secret, and we're going to unleash him on the public. Well, it looks like he's doing something with the 6-ball and trying to hit that combination.
Now, can he? He's not even trying to draw this ball.
No, I think he's going to hit it with a high ball and go right into the corner. One rail.
He's playing for the bank combo,
yes,
here, folks. With speed.
How's the speed?
Not too bad.
And he got a bad roll. Oh, no, he's got the 2-ball. But the other 2 balls are tied up.
Notice how the cue ball came around 3 rails and left no shot, should he not have made that shot.
He's going to whip it around for the 7-ball. And if he does that, if he gets on the 7, he's in pretty good shape. He might even shoot the 7 right now. No, he's not.
He wants to secure the win here without taking the risk.
He didn't hit that ball as well as I thought he would. He kind of got a little lazy on that shot. Unless there's a dead ball, and I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Dennis realizes he's at the finishing line here, and he realizes that he does not need to take any risks.
He might be playing this off the 6-ball. Just roll it in.
That's pretty advanced, Jerry.
That's advanced? That's desperation. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Dennis will roll this in and take the bank. It's called taking what the table gives you.
Yeah. 4-ball goes. And if he opens that up, I think the stripe ball on top of underneath it will go next. I think so. Just
now notice the angle that he played for that bank, that should he miss, he's still got cover by the stack of balls there.
Five nothing is the score, with the ball hanging in Dennis's hole. I don't see anything that Alex can do except try to make the 4-ball off the 6-ball.
Dennis is playing smart here because he knows that Alex is in desperation mode, hence that shot. And so Dennis is trying to guard against Alex just shooting a...
He just gave up. He just shot a crazy shot.
He didn't even look at it. He didn't even eyeball it.
So he's got 6. He needs 2. What did Chick Hearn used to say down at the L.A. Lakers? The Jello's jiggling, pudding's getting hard in the refrigerator. Yeah.
Congratulations to Dennis Okoye, wins the match 4-1, progresses to the final.
You know, Bernie, this is a postscript. We talked about this before the first game. I said good defense beats good.
You did that?
Good pitching beats good hitting.
Yep.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong.
I doubt it.
Alex is up 5-0, 3-0, and he can't win. He can't win the games.
I think you would have to agree that that's a function of Alex just not being his usual self. And so I do not have a list of the players on the one-loss side. I suspect we're down to maybe 4 players on the one-loss side.
Probably 6, maybe. I don't know. We need to find out who won between Santos and Damian. Oh, he must have beat Damian.
They just played Jason and they finished their match.
Do you know who won that?
Shane and Santos
Are playing now?
are left. No, it's all tomorrow.
No, Santos beat Jason.
We're just getting an update here on a live update on the players who are on the one-loss side.
You're locked. Hold on. No, it's not on the bracket because I didn't see who they were playing at the same time.
So we're just getting a little update here. This puts Dennis through to the final.
Well, Dennis is in the hot seat. Alex is going to be playing for second or third. We're not sure who won between Jason Shaw and Santos.
Santos beat Jason Shaw.
So it's Santos, Shane Van Boning, Dennis, and Alex.
Warren was playing John Schmidt.
And that match is still going on. Oh, so we're actually haven't played down to the Final Four. We're still at the 5th, 6th stage.
So this, I believe, is the final. The final live match of the evening. We're going to be signing off here. This is Bernie Pettipiece, Jerry Matchin. It was an absolute
good job,
pleasure
Bernie. Thank you,
commentating with
Daniel.
And hopefully we'll get to do it again. Thank you, Daniel.
Yes, thank
Have a
you,
good
thank
evening,
you.
folks.
Okay. Unleash the Bushmaster. Hey, thank you, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow. We're going to start the 9-ball as well tomorrow. What time are we starting, Geraldine? Do you know? Do we have anything from our tournament direction? Noon tomorrow. Noon. Oh, thank God we sleep in. And
Shane still has to play.
Shane still has to play.
That match doesn't start till 1. So
that doesn't start till 1.
I need to